Okay, well, we got caught in it, as you can see, climbing Indian. And we have our chains on. I couldn't have done it barefoot, but I didn't know what it was like up here. For sure I could now. This is easy grip. There was a double stuck on the side of the road with one set of chains on. First of all, he's not supposed to be up here with a double. And if he is, he should have had two chains on. Here comes another guy with a set of doubles. He made it up. So he'll make it out. He's going down now. But they warned us. Told us not to do it. But you always get people like this to mess it up for everybody else. I was worried about this truck in front of us, the one on the right. He's got all 8 wheels chained up. I was catching up to him, doing a 30 mile an hour, and then we got by that truck. We had to get around him, and then he got up ahead of me again, which I'm glad. I don't mind following a person who knows how to drive in the snow. It's when you get those people that don't know how to drive. Like, I literally passed a guy barefoot down lower before the chain up area. They had chains on, was doing 5 miles an hour. It's like, what are you thinking about at 5 miles an hour? You're not even climbing. I mean, it's a gradual climb, but nothing like this, you know? I just wanted to get up here and get out of here before the idiots jump in here and really mess it up. The snow will mess it up, and the idiots will amplify it. And then they'll close the highway down. And then I'd be stuck over there in Price, Utah, with, I don't have anything to sleep with in the cab or in the truck. I have a sleeper, but I suppose I need to put stuff in there. It's been a pretty mild winter, so we haven't had to deal with it too much. But had it been a strong winter, these guys would have had more experience and not be so offended by the snow and then overreact by going way too slow. I assume this guy's got chains on. We didn't even spin a wheel. We got the differential lock. See, you keep it at a steady speed. So when I say go fast up a hill, like if you can get it going, then you stay at steady 30 if you can. We're empty, so it makes it worse. Easier to hold the 30 mile an hour, but worse for traction. And you'll climb right, you're just steady Eddie, just keep climbing. And you won't have any issues. What happens to a lot of people is they start varying their speed. And then they come up on a hill, they try to go fast, and they start to spin out because they idiots. If they would have kept a steady speed, they would have climbed right up. I think he's just going to drop his chains. I probably should too, but I don't want to get behind a bunch of those other guys. Has he got all 8 chained yet? Where's he going? I am going to take my chains off. Whew! That wind was howling out there. Well, look at it. We beat that guy, which is fine with me. He was doing okay. If I had to get behind him, I'd be like, all right, I can deal with that. 16 balmy degrees up on top of Indian in the Ashley National Forest. Whew! Oh, that was fun. I love it. Feels like I still have chains on. I got the wipers in high motion just because breaks down the accumulation a bit. Okay, let's go down the hill. So one thing a lot of people do 8% grade, 4.5 miles. We're empty. So that's worse. We'll just go down nice and steady, Eddie. What happens to a lot of people, if you look at those videos where people are sliding down a hill, an ice-covered hill, and they're sliding, completely out of control. So I got grip here, I'll show you. We'll hit the brakes, put it in neutral, and then boom. Well, I threw you forward. See, so before you panic and say, "Ah, you're driving way too fast." I do know what I'm doing. I just can't get it in gear. Anyway, we're at 30 mile an hour for full Jake. I'm going to go down to 2 Jake, maybe just 1. So these guys go sliding down a hill. It's icy, and they're completely out of control. And they're going down, and they just sit there. If you notice one thing, their wheels aren't turning. Why aren't their wheels turning? None of them are. They're not turning because they got their foot on their brake. A little urban slang for you. So if they would let up on the brake, they'll start rolling. They could steer a little bit and then add a little brake and then let up and steer, add up. You know, you do a combination of the stuff. People panic and they hit the brakes and they just slide. The dumbest thing that you can do. Now here we are cruising down at 28 mile an hour, maybe 30 because I'm a few miles an hour off on my speedo. Got 1% Jake. What we do now. Actually, I have my axles interlocked, which I really don't need to. If I hit the brakes now, I would slide a bit. But you don't leave your foot on the brake. I would do a test grip, like I'll show you here. Let me get straight. I don't like doing this on curves because you could jackknife and then, you know, if you don't know how to get out of it, it's all over. Well, maybe you might get straightened out and then get to go again, but for the most part, it's over. So, it's cold out. It's 16 balmy degrees. So there's plenty of grip. I'll show you right here. This here, all our wheels are on snow when they hit the brakes. See, so if I do a combination of brakes and off and no brakes, brakes and no brakes, and steer, that's how you go down a mountain. Put a little bit of pressure on your brake, let up, and then keep going. Get a good, comfortable speed where you're okay, and then set it and forget it. Just stay at that pace. But like I said, you see these people going down these hills, and yes, it's ice. And you go, man, you try it. Okay, let me show you how it's done. That's what I'd tell them. I'll go down that thing and I won't hit a car because I'll let the wheels roll. Start out slow, and then a little bit of brake, let off so you can steer, keep the wheels going, and then add a little bit before they start to brake again. You'll lose a little momentum, then they'll start to lock up. You let go off of it again, and you just boom, 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 boom. That's what they mean by stabbing the brakes. You just tap them, bring them on a little bit, take them off. Bring them on, take them off. So easily done on this mountain, easily done. But you have to, know what you're doing to a little bit, I'm going too fast for my interlock. I gotta take that out because we don't need it. Push it in the clutch, disengage. Re-engage the transmission, slow the wipers down. One thing I'm happy about is I'm going to get to go home for my day off. Well, when I say home, my fifth wheel. Now, I should go home to Grand Junction, but because I'm working on my pickup truck, I put a water pump in it, which I don't think it needed. I thought it was leaking from the weep hole, and apparently there's somewhere else because after I put the pump in, I'm still seeing leakage. I don't know if it's residual or what, but I'll find out eventually what it is. Anyway, And front end damage, body work because I hit that deer. Oh dear. At 70 mile an hour, maybe 65 when I hit her. And the reason I say her, she didn't have horns. Anyway, so that I should go do that, but it'll probably be snowing over there too. So tomorrow's my day off. I'm going to sit back with a blanket, some slippers, and coffee. Screw that, I'm going to have a beer. It's my day off. Actually, I'll do that tonight because it's my day off. Anyway, so yeah, Indian is doable. And some of you may think I'm going too fast. I'm doing 55. The reason I'm able to not jackknife right now is because I have no power to the wheels. No power at all. We're just kind of coasting. When I do, I give it such a little bit subtle. Now, it is slick out, but it is grip out also, more than normal. If it was 30 degrees, woo, lordy, lordy, that would be a whole nother story. So I'll put a little bit of brake on right here, and it doesn't seem to be doing it. There we go. Kind of delayed reaction there. I do know this highway pretty well, so there's that. But I know the snow pretty well too. It scares me to death. I'm afraid to drive in the snow. When I first started, not so much anymore. Like coming up here, when I passed that guy going 5 miles an hour with his chains on, that's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. He should have been doing 25. 20 if he was really, really, really scared. But to do 5 is putting men in girls' bathrooms. That's what that is. And thinking it's okay. Get you in my granddaughter's bathroom, you're going to see a dentist. If you're a man. Bring it on down, clown. Bring it on down. These boys are chaining up. I don't know what happened to my radio. It just doesn't work anymore. It's powered on. I don't know if it's the antennas, if it's the CB, if it's what. They'd be fine with one set, but I ain't gonna tell them, not unless they ask. And the girls are out here doing this job too. And Jade seems to have all the girls. Jade energy. So yeah. Forget where I'm at. This is what I don't want to deal with. It takes one guy to, of course these guys are all lined up, chaining up, obviously. But what happens is one guy will mess up and then it'll be a chain reaction. They're like looking at my wheels. You ain't got no chains on, bro. I did. I did. I don't no more. You got to know when to hold them. When to fold them. He's really looking at me. He's pissed I don't have chains on. But I did. Is that Lieutenant Dan? That green truck right here? They name them different. That one is called Hot Lips. That was alright. Yep. Do I know this guy? It's Seth. What's up, brother?
What's happening?
It's not that bad up there.
Hang on.
I mean, it kind of is windy, but there's asphalt. I threw one set on, got on top, and took them off. Of course, I'm empty. So, you one set, you'll be fine.
You get gaps up there?
Yeah, you can get around them. There wasn't no.
Further?
Yeah, there was nobody coming down.
There's much coming down?
No, they're off, chaining off.
Alright. Thanks, Mike.
You bet, brother. Have a good trip. No, it's my Friday. I o- I overloaded, so I went 9 mile. Yeah. Have a good trip. What the hell? I act like I own this highway. Spin them tires. Yeehaw! Spin them again. And spin them again. See what I mean by too much of anything? That's what causes the issues. Slow and steady, Eddie. Well, you know that's not my motto, but so it didn't happen. You'd be cruising along. It happened to me in my Cadillac. I was cruising along, climbing not Indian, that's stuck in my head, apologies. Climbing Vale, my older Cadillac, rear wheel drive, and just boom, I was doing donuts that quick. And I put it in the ditch in the median with an N, and I got pulled out, and the cop goes, "Oh, this is all-wheel drive?" I go, "No." He goes, "Front-wheel drive?" I go, "No, it's rear-wheel drive. That's why you think I went off." And I go, "And I know better because I'm from here. I mean, not right here, but right over there, Grand County versus Vale. I forget which. I think that's Summit County, but not sure. Don't quote me on it. But anyway, it might be Vale County for all I know. I know Jim's Hetfield from Metallica used to live there, but he divorced his wife eventually, or she divorced him, one or the other. But I was steady on the gas.